We now invite you to join us for Supreme Master Ching lecture entitled Forgive Yourself in Fremont, California, USA on November 25th, 1993.
We practice before we die. That would be better. So when we die, just like we walk from one room to the next, no problem. And we can walk out forever. We can break the whole cup and be united with the whole ocean. Or we can keep it. We can seek another cup in order to satisfy someone else's longing or to help someone else. It's like the master. Sometimes the master reincarnate again and again into different bodies in order to help mankind. So at the time of initiation is, you know already, the button is pushed open, so then we can get in touch somewhat, to God, at least for some moments. And then we continue to do that every day until we completely realize that we are one with God. There's no separation. You see, there are many things that the initiated person understand and know, but difficult to put them into words, right? Me also. And sometimes difficult for me to talk about God. Yes. Maybe that's the reason why I don't desire to go for lecture or anything like that, because I'm just satisfied wherever I am and whatever I do. The initiate people are mostly like that. Many of them have this satisfaction right away at the time of initiation and continue forever. And some of them have to wait sometimes to realize that they have found a treasure. Why is it so? Some people curtain are thicker than others, right? Because we are obstructed by intellectual understanding and by many of the knowledge that we have accumulated during our lifetime, and we are proud of it, and cling to that. That's why we have forgotten that we are greater than this knowledge, greater than the PhD certificate, greater than the name that we are proud to have, like Dr. So-and-so, or such and such a position. We are greater than this, greater than any king on this earth. Sometimes we don't even realize that we have this ego and that we are trapped into this, the Maya net. We don't even realize it until we practice more and more and more. And the more we practice, the more we realize that we are obstructed by our own habit, by our own collection of garbage, of a lot of nonsensical thinking. Similarly, every day we're busy with our daily work and we're busy with our worldly knowledge, and we think we know that much, this much, and then we forgot that we are the great one. We know more than that. We know above all these things, including these things. Now the greatest power, the great wisdom is so big like that, for example, so great, so pervasive. And then we use that great wisdom just to understand a little bit of the worldly knowledge, for example, your medical knowledge or lawyer knowledge or anything. And then we cling to that, the whole wisdom we use just to pay attention to this corner of the knowledge. Therefore, we forgot the whole. Understand what I mean? So now we think we know that much. We are beautiful, we have this and this certificate and that. In fact, we lost the whole. 99.9999% of our great wisdom just to pay for that much worldly knowledge. And in the end, we have nothing. Because this is ephemeral. This knowledge we change. Because we know many medical definition or many medicines has been proved, outdated and then replaced by another. Our scientific fact has been always changed and removed and replaced by another idea. And then it will be replaced again and again as mankind progress into a higher consciousness. Therefore, it doesn't matter how much knowledge we gain from this world or from the brain power of research, we will never have the whole thing. Just one little point in the universe. Just like the water in the cup is proud that he's so big, and he doesn't know that he's the whole ocean. You know, when he's connected with the whole ocean, he became the ocean. Maybe I let you ask question, okay? I don't blah blah too much.
Okay, let me read the first question.
Right.
Master, why Krishnamurti said gurus and religion are crutch, so he refused to be their crutch for his students?
Probably what he meant is that if you too attached, right, to religious dogma or to any teacher at all, then you will be handicapped. In that sense, he is correct. The teacher or the master is not the one on which you lean, but from which you gain experience and wisdom, and then you walk yourself, okay? Most of the time, if a teacher is worth his salt, he should teach the student this way. You know what I mean? Yes? But never mind, even then, if a student of any master should feel that he was not able to yet to develop himself, right? Then he can pray to the master in the initial stage of his spiritual practice. And later when he grow up, he just automatically drop the master. It's just like a person. Not everybody can walk straight. I need an umbrella to walk. My legs are weak sometimes, you know? So, but when my legs are okay, then I don't need it, yeah? And somebody, sometimes they're naturally born handicapped or accidentally handicapped, and then they need the crutch. It's okay with him. You can't just kick him out and say, you don't need the crutch. It will make you dependent. Understand? Yes. So we cannot just say like this, black and white, to say the master, the guru, or the religion are no good absolutely for people. It's good to someone, right? If you don't need it, it's fine. If you need it, well, stay a while until you don't. So I don't preach anything extreme. From my opinion, religion is also very good for many people. At least they learn the virtuous way of life. They fear God, they fear the law of cause and retribution, and many people became good. I tell you the truth. But as long as we know that this is not the ultimate, you know what I mean? Yes, ultimate, not the ultimate. Just like, for example, the master in the physical body is not the ultimate. You know, the ultimate is inside the master and inside you. Through the master, you will find the ultimate. That's fine, that's fine. Yes. And if you haven't found it yet, you can rely on the master and help, yeah, and carry you for a while. And then you can walk, it's fine. But there's no such thing extreme as to throw away everything altogether. It's not so?
Does one have to give up all other teachings, gurus, etc. when initiated by Master Ching Hai? If one doesn't become initiated, can one still pray to Master Ching Hai and receive her blessing?
You don't have to give up your teaching and your teacher. I told you already. Yeah? And no religion. You don't have to give up religion either. For example, I am initiated, right? I used to talk about Bhagavad Gita. I used to talk about the Bible, the Buddhism, and other things, other masters, even past masters. So I didn't give up anything. I just enriched myself with more wisdom, more knowledge from different masters, past, present, and maybe future. The future master you can meet in the higher sphere, because they have not yet descended on earth. But while in meditation, you can see the future master as well and learn from them. So you lose nothing, you only gain. Huh? Okay? And if you are not initiated, and you pray to the so-called Master Ching Hai, I don't know if she has you or not. You have to ask her at that time. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. It depends on you, how sincere you are and your karma. Huh?
Master, when I meditate, my mind, I cannot keep my mind concentrated here. It runs all over the place, and it talks about all kinds of different subjects. How do I concentrate or meditate better?
That's why we have to go to group meditation, you see, because the concentrated power will help us, and we have to take time, yes. Some people can concentrate right away. Some people it takes a longer time. I have mentioned previously in the lecture. Also forgive yourself. The situation in this world is not conducive to our tranquil meditation and calm thinking. So, but try again and again. But in this world we have an advantage, is that because this world is so difficult for us to practice, therefore God's blessing is with us manifold. Yeah? So we walk one step, and the Master Power will walk 100 steps to help us. Yeah? So if we are in heaven and practice, it's not that lucrative. Yes. Therefore, in heaven, if you want to practice, it takes longer time. For example, here we practice one day is equal to in heaven 100 days. That's why many devas, heavenly beings, they like to be incarnated into human body in order to practice faster. Because here we have all kind of rubbing force like karma and situation and disaster and war and suffering and happiness, all this mixing. So it's a kind of high degree fire. This fire will forge us into a strong, useful tool. Yes, for ourselves and for the world. And while we are practicing here, we have also the opportunity to help our fellow beings. And therefore we gain more merit as well. For example, you meditate alone at your home. So you have only one personal merit. Through your effort or through your eloquence, whatever, you be able to offer your place, for example, for 100 persons to meditate. Then you have 100 more merit to add up to your personal merit. So you have 100 times more quicker. You understand what I mean? Yes. Or you get another 100 persons to come in to get initiation. These merits are also yours, because after all we are one. Yes. The more we connected with more the people, the more expand we become, and the greater we become. In terms of merit, mathematic-wise speaking, it's like that. Okay. So it's better than in heaven. In heaven, everybody is having a good time, and so they take it easy. Yes. They don't have the motivation behind them to push them to concentrate. Understand what I mean? That's why I say when you're in deep sorrow or when you're despair, you pray better, no? And sometimes you meditate even better. At that time you remember the Master more. You say, oh Master, please. please. Yes, and then you get better experience that day, right? Bigger light, stronger sound, or feel more elated, yeah? More near to God. Is that not so? Nearer to God, yeah. So it is good to practice in this world, even though it's difficult.
How do we know to liberate ourselves from suffering, painful emotions at the right time when we want so bad to let go of the lives, the circumstances around us, but it's so hard to see through because of the people we're attached to, and know that there's more than life itself, than just ourselves, and love of someone that we couldn't let go?
I told you, just forgive yourself and try it again. Sometimes in some circumstances we are able to control ourselves, but with some great effort. And some other time we don't want to control ourselves, or we can't control ourselves. In either way, you just do what is good for you at that moment. Okay? Don't worry much about the emotion. It's only the waves on the surface of the ocean. It's not the ocean's fault. It's the wind, it's the a rotation of the earth that make the waves, all right? So the ocean cannot blame itself all the time. Say he makes waves, he makes trouble for the boat, and he makes trouble to people, etc., etc. He can't help himself. The ocean cannot help.
Dear Master, I always make the same mistake that I don't want to make. I feel there are two of me inside, one good and one bad. How can I stop this?
How can you stop that? Well, maybe that's the balanced proportion in your life that you need. Yeah, you need to learn. Actually, we can't be too good all the time. You break. Yeah, you see the man in the circus, when he walk the rope, yeah, he has to walk this side, that side. You know what I mean? One time he's giving in this side, and the other side the other time he's siding to this side. Otherwise, if he just walk like this, he will fall down. This life has two sides. Anyhow, one is positive, the other is negative. One is happiness, the other one is misery. So sometimes we can't help ourselves to dip from one side to another. It's okay, forgive yourself. Try if you can. If not, forgive yourself. All right? And now, doing other things in contradiction to that, to counter-attack this habit if you think it's bad. For example, if you are normally very stingy, right? Don't want to give it to people. Now force yourself to give. Okay? All right? Every time you want to take, instead you give. So next time he dare not want to take anymore. Because every time he want to take, he lost the business. For example, you want to take $1, right? And then force yourself to give $2. So next time he dare not want anymore. Okay? Or if you normally like to look at other women besides your wife, so every time you want to do like that, just go home and look at your wife. So next time, if you're fed up, he doesn't want it anymore. Okay? Maybe try it.
Why are people praying to you as a master or to any master?
I don't know. That's their problem. You see, just like before, somebody asked me if he doesn't want to get initiation, that means he doesn't want to get direct contact with God, can he pray to Master Ching Hai? What can I do about that? Well, if she prays, she gets the response, so she continues to pray. But I always advise that you go for initiation, right? And get contact directly with God and pray directly to God. That's the best way. But if somebody don't want to choose that way and they want to choose the second way, easier way, no vegetarian, no 2.5-hour meditation, no rule, nothing, just want the benefit. Then she will pray to whomever, give her something, And it happened that probably he prayed to Jesus or Buddha and doesn't get help, so she prayed to Ching Hai. And when she gets help, she keeps praying again. People like that, they like profit. Yeah. The thing is, the truth is that any living master will respond to our prayer. But then when that master passed away, people continue to pray because they learned that from their parents, from their ancestors. And then they continue to pray. And they forgot the difference between a living master and the past masters. So they continue to pray to the past masters. And sometimes they blame that it doesn't help them. But actually, any master, when you pray to any master, that means you pray to God anyhow. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yes. Because the master is connected with God. So you just pray to God. What is there inside except God? You think you pray to Ching Hai? Who is Ching Hai? When you think of her, who is he? Who is she? What is that? Only God resides in her body, nothing else there. So you pray to her and she's connected with God, then it's the God that you pray to. Understand? Yeah?
Master said that water in the cup is the same with water in the ocean, but because of our egos, which separates water from the cup of the ocean, is it right that meditation means making a hole at the bottom of the cup to have the water merge with the ocean?
Initiation means that, yes. Open the connected hole, and then so the water can come in and out all the time. So the water in the cup is the water in the ocean, and the water in the ocean is water in the cup. Yes. And every day you meditate, it's just like water flowing in and out all the time. Make it fresh. So the water in the cup is not become rotten and so. You don't have question yourself?
No more.
Okay, so have lunch.